In this video, I wanted to talk to you guys about the real side of trading or the realities of trading as a career path. Just like every other video in this video, I'm not going to include any fluff or hype. It's just going to be flat out raw and straight up opinions. I'm also not going to try to paint an overly negative or overly positive picture of trading. It's just going to be flat out information that you can consume and you can decide. I also want to add one more point, which is this video should be particularly more helpful to traders who are just getting started in their trading journey, getting started with your research on trading and choosing trading, or maybe it's just been a few months, maybe made some couple of trades or something. This is still a good opportunity for you to just take on this information and decide if you want to continue pursuing and continue learning more about trading. But if you're somebody who's just been in the game for about a year, 2 years, still not gain consistency or profitability with trading, maybe you're just too deep into the game, it's might as well just continue persisting a bit more longer and just sort of reach the finish line essentially. Those of you who are new to this channel, let me quickly introduce myself to you. My name is Shaun. I'm a Dubai-based active US equities trader. I've been trading the markets for 8.5 years. And this channel is all about no fluff, straight to the point trading content, and also a lot of helpful trading content that could really help you move the needle when it comes to your trading performance and improving your trading profitability. So if you want to see more videos just like this one, consider subscribing to this channel. And with that, let's actually get on to the very first point, which is number one, the learning curve is steep. If you're just getting started with your trading research, if you're thinking it's easy, or you can just learn one or two different strategies to trade, let me just break it to you that the learning curve in trading and becoming a profitable trader and staying profitable in the long run is that learning curve is just a bit more steeper than what you would have imagined. For most people, they think it's just one or two candle patterns or one or two trading lines that they have to just learn how to draw and then trade based off of that. Take my word for it that the learning curve is much more steeper than that, particularly for people who are trying to learn on their own without having a mentor, giving them consistent and regular mentorship sessions, or giving them consistent feedback on their trades and sort of keep them in the right direction, or on a fast track or just a straight line when it comes to not knowing how to trade the markets and becoming a profitable trader, keeping them on a straight line. When they don't have a mentor, it's particularly even more steeper. And also there's another thing where, I want to mention that 80% of traders actually just fail because they don't have a profitable strategy to trade. That's the big one. They're constantly falling for these simple trading strategies which do not have any edge in the market. And even for people who do understand good trading strategy or have good trading strategies in the market that are profitable and that have edge in the market, even a majority of those people end up failing in the markets because they do not understand the fundamentals of the markets and how the markets actually function. You have to be able to identify why a support or resistance levels actually even work, or why they are important, or why when they're actually not even important, so you can ignore those levels. How the buyer's position, how the seller's position, how do you process the information as trader, and how do you utilize that information and execute your trades. There's a lot more that goes into trading, which is well beyond learning how to profit and have a profitable strategy. So if you want to check out, there's another video that I've made on this channel, which is called The Fundamentals of Trading, I believe. That's the title. You can check that one out. It's going to point you in the right direction, but you have to accept that learning curve in trading is pretty steep. And also, I want to add like a sort of side note to this one thing. When I say that learning curve in trading is pretty steep, what I mean by that is if somebody's just trying to learn how to trade the markets, then yes, it is a pretty steep learning curve. But when you compare the comparables, when you compare trading to other entrepreneurship ventures such as online businesses or the more traditional businesses, when you look at that and then compare trading, I would say actually trading is much more accessible and a lot more easier to learn and master and practice and get better at and get profitable at when you compare the real tangible comparables to trading. And there's another video I've actually made. Trading is pretty simple. You can check that one out as well. I'll link it somewhere in the video top right, or maybe at the end of the video. You can check that one out. So it's going to paint a real picture about trading. But yeah, moving on from this point, just to reiterate, trading learning curve in trading is pretty steep. Trading is not as bad when you compare the real entrepreneurships or ventures out there, a lot of them in fact. But yeah, you'll have to put in a lot of hours and hours of just hours and hours of screen time every single day for months at a time in order to become profitable trader. Number two, trading requires capital. This is one of those facts that everybody knows, but not a lot of people really internalize and really think deeply about it. If you want to make trading as a career and you want to live off of trading, it does require a decent side of capital. Now, I can't point to you, or I can't give you a number, because that number really comes down to everybody and every individual's needs based on your lifestyle, what city or what country you're living in. More expensive cities like Dubai, like I'm in, New York, London. These cities are a lot more expensive compared to some other European countries and suburban or Asian countries. So it really depends from a person to person. But yeah, trading realistically requires quite a decent sum of capital. Another side note I want to give on this particular point: if there are traders, regardless of their financial background, if they have a lot of money in the bank account or if they don't have a lot of money in the bank account, if they're not consistently profitable, they should start trading from as small of an account as possible, or maybe just start trading demo. Once you start trading and consistently profit in the markets on a demo account, maybe then you can transition into a small trading account, because let's face it, like, trading mistakes do happen. And if you don't have enough experience, you're bound to make a lot of mistakes, and sometimes a lot more costlier mistakes. For me, like when I didn't have a lot of capital to begin with and start trading, I would just always come back to the market with a very small amount of capital. And it was a lot of years later, maybe not a lot, like it sounds like 20, 30 years, but like 3, 4 years later, till the time I learned what my style and what my trading strategies are, I was actually, even when I had a lot of capital, I just put like a very small account in my trading, and I kept most of the money in my savings account when I had learned everything about the markets that I felt like I needed to, but I wasn't still consistently profitable. I wasn't able to execute my trades and really execute my strategy the way it is supposed to. I just kept my account size very, very small. I kept most of the money in my savings account. It made me feel a sense of calm, because all my bills were paid for the next 1.5 years or so. And I had some additional income coming in from my agency at the same time, because I wasn't like full-time trading at that time. I was like, okay, if I am profitable in the markets and if I know my strategy, if I keep perfecting my entries, trade management, not fall into FOMO, not fall into over trading and things of that nature, the typical trading mistakes, if I can just correct all these mistakes, my account is naturally going to grow. And if my account consistently starts to grow, I can always fund my account. It's just that's the thing. So do not dwell on it too much, or dwell on my personal story too much. But yeah, it does require capital. But if you're not somebody who's profitable yet, I think it's an advantageous situation for you to not be able to fund and not be able to, by mistake, lose a lot more money than you might want to in the beginning. Number three, the journey never ends. As a trader, you are constantly trying to progress. You never quite feel a sense of like you have arrived as a trader, or you've just become a profitable trader and now the life is set. Like market conditions are constantly changing, markets are always evolving, and your edges, old edges sometimes stop working. Sometimes some other edges are working, and you have to constantly be on your toes, or you have to constantly analyze the markets and understand what's going on in the markets. How can I take advantage of the market? And you have to constantly adapt to market conditions. And more than that, even, you have to really keep on working on yourself, your own trading skills as a trader. It never quite happens that now you just completely rid of over trading or your FOMO is completely gone. You have to always, throughout your trading career, you have to always journal your trades, look at your own performance and analyze your trading performance and try to keep getting better. It's just like kickboxing, right? I mean, if I can use kickboxing as an example, you might be going to the gym, let's say, every single day, trying to perfect your jabs and hooks and punches and trying to keep working on your endurance and trying to keep working on your strength. But let's say you became a really good kickboxer, after like 3 years of training, and you take a leave or stop training for like 6 months. You're going to go back down. Your strength is going to decrease, your stamina and your endurance is going to come down. It's very much the same thing when it comes to trading. It never becomes easy that you can just close your eyes and start doing it. You have to constantly keep working at it. It's just like a gym, like, if I can say that. And I also don't want to try to scare a lot of people away from this. It's true that you have to, every single time, every stage of your career or trading career, you have to keep on working at it. Otherwise, you just kind of start coming down into your performance starts sort of coming down basically. But what it really looks like in in the early stages of your trading career, you might be spending or giving it like 6 or 8 hours just trying to learn how to trade the markets, reviewing your performance and trying to be better, trying to trade a lot of simulator stuff after your trading session. So you might be giving like extra 6 or 7 hours to your trading. But when you have sort of broken through and become consistently profitable, then what that might look like is after your trading hours, you might be giving an extra 1 to 1.5 hours every single day. Number 4, the psychological challenges of trading. So as a trader, we have to start getting or teach ourselves how to become emotionally detached from our P&L and from our money. It is one of those hardest things to actually learn and master, and you really have to consciously think about teaching yourself to focus more on the process, focus more on your executions, and really judging your performance based on what have you done, what are the actions that you've taken in the market, and then keep your P&L as a second or third metric to actually measure. So it is one of those hardest things about trading, that you have to learn how to get emotionally detached from your P&L, from money, and from your profits and losses, and really sort of zoom out, and really learn to stay zoomed out for a really long time, and really judge your performance based on 2-3 weeks or a month, or a quarter of your performance. And depending on how frequently you're trading, if you're a day trader, maybe you want to judge your performance every single week or 2 weeks or something, and if you're a swing trader, maybe you might want to judge your performance on 1 month or 3 month. It really depends on everybody, but the bottom line would be that you have to learn how to zoom out and stay zoomed out for a really long amount of time, and just stay in that sort of zone of zoomed out and judge your performances based on that. And when you're trying to zoom in, you're not trying to judge yourself based on the P&L and the money. You're judging yourself based on the performance and what sort of mistakes that you made. Maybe how can you do better? How can you risk less, or sort of reduce the size of risk and increase the size of your rewards? How can you risk even more and make higher probability trades? So those are the things that you might be zooming in and really looking at and dialing in. But when it comes to money and seeing the profit and loss, like, you really have to zoom out and look at the money in a longer sort of duration, essentially. Number 5, most people unfortunately just don't have what it takes to become a trader. And to emphasize this point, or emphasize what I really mean by this is most people are simply not going to put in, realistically, not going to put in the time and effort and work required to become a trader. I think Mark Cuban sums it up really well in one of the episodes of Shark Tank, when an entrepreneur actually walks in front of him in the episode Shark Tank, and he asks him, "Are you a entrepreneur? Are you a entrepreneur or an entrepreneur?" Something like that. So I'm probably paraphrasing and butchering the whole thing, but he really just tells the person that a entrepreneur simply just wants and desires it, but he's not willing to put in the work. And an entrepreneur is somebody who really just digs deep into it and is willing to put in the hard hours and work and all that stuff. So simply that a lot of people are just not cut out for that sort of a level of discomfort for a really long amount of time. Unfortunately, it is what it is, and this is something not unique to trading. This is something common among anything that you're trying to do, anything entrepreneurial that you're trying to do. It is going to require a lot of hours and a lot of work and a lot of learning how to do that particular skill properly and do it the right way. So it's no different when it comes to trading as well. So most people are just not cut out to actually put in the screen time and learning knowledge, or developing the skills to becoming a trader, and do everything the right way for a really long amount of time, and give them the time and the focus that is required. Some people just don't also have the right amount of capital or the financial support that they might need to become a trader. And they might have a lot of time, but they might lack the money to actually become a profitable trader. A lot of people don't have money. A lot of people might have the money, but they don't have time. And a lot of people might have time and money, but they might not have the real willingness to keep on doing it. So that's about it, where I like to end this video. I know it wasn't the most positive or most cherriest of videos that I've put out on the channel, but I really do hope that it was able to help you in some way, shape or form, or it was, if anything, it was more insightful to you and really gave you a different perspective or real perspective, so that you can take this information and really apply it to your own life. Does it really fit for you to continue pursuing trading as a career path for you? Does it really fit your likings, disliking, and your lifestyle to, be able to, continue to trade and eventually sort of break through and become a profitable trader and make this a career in the long run? So does it really fit for you? But I really do hope that this video was able to help you and sort of think about trading. If anything, think about trading the right way, and before you decide to give this career many years, or many months of your life. But yeah, once again, hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please consider hitting the like button, as it really helps the channel with the YouTube algorithm. If you want to see more trading related content that could really help you stay on the right track when it comes to your trader development journey, consider subscribing to this channel. And with that, I'll take your leave, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy, guys. Cheers.